Hey, hey, hey. It is Dr. Kre for our Live with Dr. Kre segment. Tonight, we are going to be talking about thyroid disease. And we will wait a few minutes, couple of minutes. I'm a little bit late. A few minutes late. So we're going to see who else joins us. Let's see who we got. Let's see. I see it's 3 people here. When y'all get here, make sure to say hey so I can see your name pop down in the box. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Miss Donna, how you doing? So, won't you guys tag somebody that really needs to hear the message on thyroid disease? Invite your friends to the room so that we can all learn about thyroid disease. Hey, Jay. And Zoe. Hey, Zoe and Jay. So, hey, Mama Rudolph. So, tag at least one of your friends. Tag them and put them in a post so that we can, if they can come and hear about thyroid disease. So, we're going to give it about 1 more minute. We're going to get started about 7:05. That gives us a few minutes to get started. So, we are going to be talking about thyroid disease. Y'all been having a good day today? It has been raining at our house, so hopefully the rain and the weather holds up till we finish our little learning segment of Dr. Kre Me on thyroid disease. We have it's almost time. I'm gonna get started. We had a good day today. It was not that busy at the office, but it's the quiet before the storm because students are getting ready to get started. Everybody's going on vacation and getting ready for kids to be going to school. I think in Birmingham, classes start this week. All right, we're gonna get started. You know who I am. I am Dr. Kre. I am a board certified family medicine physician, and I specialize in what's important to you. So, and I do that by offering practical tips on how to stay healthy, be healthy, and how to educate you on knowing that you are doing all the things that you need to do to live your best life. Today we're going to talk about 10 things that you need to know about thyroid disease. So first of all, where exactly is our thyroid located? Our thyroid, it sits about here. I'm kind of short, so can you see it? Thyroid sits about right here. And if you're my patient, every time you come, usually I listen to your heart and your lungs, and I feel in your throat, and I'm feeling your thyroid. Hey, David, I'm happy that you made it. So I feel on your thyroid. When I'm rubbing your neck here, I'm checking your thyroid to make sure it's not enlarged. I'm also checking your lymph nodes. So that's what I'm doing when I'm at your neck like that. So the thyroid is the hub of our metabolism center. So when it is under functioning, you can have a set of symptoms. And when it is over functioning, you can have a set of symptoms. So the way we can tell if it's under functioning or over functioning is by checking the blood, and we check your thyroid stimulating hormone and your free T4. So those are the labs that we usually that I usually check. So if the thyroid stimulating hormone, which is usually a normal level, is between 0.4 and 4. So if you are more than 4, then you are considered hypo, which is low producing thyroid hormone. If it's less than 0.4, that means you're hyper. So that means your thyroid is like over producing. So FYI, it's counterintuitive to what you think. You think if it's low thyroid, then that number would be low, but it's not. It is low hypothyroid only if your number is high, or if that is hyper, if that number is low. So let's get to it. Can somebody type in our numbers, our 10 things? So the first thing that the thyroid, if you have thyroid disease, it can cause you to have changes in your weight. David, can you write in there, number 1, changes in your weight? So thyroid can cause you to have weight changes. If it is lower functioning or hypothyroid, it can cause you to gain weight. And you can also have problems losing weight. So anytime I have people come in and say, oh my gosh, I can't lose this weight. I'm exercising 5 or 6 times a day. A week. I'm exercising every day. I'm eating right, but I'm still not able to lose my weight. One of the first things I do is check your thyroid. Thank you, David. Hey, Angela. Thanks for coming. So low functioning thyroid can make you have excessive weight gain and not being able to lose weight. But if your thyroid is hyper and revving up, think of hyper as going really, really fast, it can cause a person to have excessive weight loss. And you lose a lot of weight because your body is acting like it's working out all of the time. So that metabolism center here where your thyroid sits is in overdrive. So number one, you can have changes in the weight. That would be hypo, causes weight gain. Hyper causes weight loss. All right. Hey, Miss Coleman, how you doing? Thanks for coming. So number two, issues with your thyroid, particularly hypothyroidism, which would mean, remember, low functioning. That can cause you to have symptoms of depression. And depressive symptoms are issues with your sleep, issues with your not being interested in going places, problems with feeling more guilty about things than you necessarily should be, problems with your energy level, having problems concentrating, having issues with your appetite, dragging, feeling slow, and even having suicidal thoughts. So if your thyroid isn't operating optimally, you can have symptoms of depression. Can somebody write number 2 down, type number 2 in, and say that number 2 is depression? So we can go one way or the other. It can cause you to be pretty depressed. Thank you. Number 3, it can cause you to have hair loss. And this is a really big one because especially with African American women, I have them come in and say, oh my gosh, my hair is coming out. It's got to be something wrong. It's either my drugs. So when I start thinking, I'm like, are you on certain high blood pressure medicines that can cause your blood pressure, cause your hair to come out as a drug side effect? Or are they having number 2? Are they having a reaction that their thyroid is off and it causes them to lose hair? Or do they actually have what's called alopecia? And we will do a segment on alopecia later. Alopecia is something that's genetic that causes people to have excessive hair loss. They not only lose hair on their head, they can lose hair on their eyebrows, everywhere. They can lose hair anywhere. So that is alopecia. Yes, thank you, Tanya. Number 3 is hair loss. So when you come in, I'm like, hair's falling out, but you're not on any strange drugs. One of the first things I want you to know is if your thyroid is off. So number 1, we got changes in our weight, up or down. Number 2 is depression. Number 3 is hair loss. And number 4, things that could cause you to have thyroid disease is actually hereditary, family history. If you look in your family, you're like, man, my mama had hypothyroidism or low thyroid or high thyroid, then you can maybe suspect that as you get like sometimes 30s, 40s, even 50s, that you kind of start having some of the similar symptoms as your mom, your sister, your grandmama. Say, hey, if it runs in your family, it's worth talking to your doctor about it and asking your doctor, hey, my mom had problems with her thyroid, her hair came out. Can you actually check my thyroid and see if I have thyroid disease and if that's the cause of some of my symptoms? So number 4, somebody type that in and say hereditary or family history can be a cause of thyroid disease. Thank you, Jay. Number 4, hereditary. Number 5, thyroid disease can cause you to have really, really dry skin. So there's some people that have super ashy skin, and guess what? It may just not be you. It really may be that your thyroid is off. So if you're like, man, I'm putting the Vaseline on, I'm doing the Eucerin, I'm doing those expensive lotions and ointments from Walmart or the drugstore, and I'm still, by the time I get it on good, I'm super dry again, I'm flaky, super dry skin, that can be a cause of hypothyroidism. So number 5 is super dry skin. Thank you, Angie. Number 6 is one of the most common symptoms that thyroid disease can present as, and that's just being very, very tired. You going to bed at night, you're sleeping, you're 8 hours, you're not snoring, you don't have sleep apnea, so you know that that's not the cause of the reason of your excessive tiredness. You are taking your vitamins, eating your vegetables, and doing all the things that you need to do. You even working out, but you still super tired. You're like, man, I'm really, really worn out. Plus, I got a little weight gain. Plus, I'm a little draggy. And I got hair loss. Then you may want to ask your doctor to check you for thyroid disease. So number 6 is fatigue. Tanya, can you put in there number 6, fatigue? So fatigue is a reason for someone to have a side effect of having thyroid disease. Number 7 is another one that's pretty common that people don't think about often. That is changes in your bowel habits. So is that constipation or is that diarrhea? Hey, Nick, thanks for joining. So yes, exhaustion and fatigue, number 6. So number 7 is changes in your bowels. If you're like, man, I'm eating my vegetables, I'm eating those prunes, I'm eating those beets, and I'm taking my Metamucil every day, but I'm still just not getting that bowel movement that I really want to get, then you may need your doctor to check your thyroid. And usually hypothyroidism or low functioning causes constipation. Excessive or hyperthyroidism causes diarrhea. So you're like, man, I didn't eat anything bad. I don't have any food poisoning. What in the world is going on? You may find, and I'm just constantly running to the bathroom often or way too much. You may have issues with your thyroid. So number 7 is changes in your bowel habits. Miss Donna, can you put number 7, changes in your bowels? Hey, Shell. Thanks, Angie. You being a good secretary, girl. Thank you. So number 7 is change in bowel habits. Number 8 is one that people don't think about often is that thyroid disease can actually make you physically hurt. So you can have unexplained muscle aches or joint aches, and you're like, I did not run a marathon. I have not been lifting weights. I have no reason to be as achy as I am. So hypothyroidism can cause you to have excessive achiness. When people come in and they're like, man, I'm having a lot of aches and pains. I'm young. It's unexplained. One of the first things I do is actually draw what's called a rheumatoid panel, which checks to rule out rheumatoid disease, lupus, regular arthritis, fibromyalgia, and also on there is a thyroid panel when I run my room panel. So to make sure that if you're like having aches and pains, unexplained, maybe your thyroid. So I know y'all didn't think the thyroid can do all of these things, right? So we got number 1, changes in our weight. Number 2, depression. Number 3, losing your hair. Number 4, could run in your family. Number 5, your skin could be super, super dry. Number 6, you can have fatigue and being very, very tired. Number 7 is changes in your bowels. Number 8 is excessive muscle aches and pains that are unexplained. So make sure you say unexplained aches and pains. Number 9, it can also cause you to have swelling in your neck. I know you've all seen those people and they look kind of like, for lack of a better way to explain it, you know how a toad or frog has a kind of a toad neck, you know, like it's really kind of protrudes out here. That actually has a name. That is a goiter. So as the goiter presents there, that shows that the thyroid is actually enlarging. A lot of times that can be hypothyroidism, or it actually can be where you had hyper or overactive thyroid that has burnt out. And now you have hypothyroidism. Hey, Kisa. Thanks for joining. So, if you see somebody and their neck looks swollen, and it may not be as big as, you know, a toad's neck, but you're like, man, you know, a toad neck, yes, a toad neck. Now, you're not going to forget when you see somebody with that neck. You're going to be like, man, if you had your thyroid checked, you might need to call your doctor, get your thyroid checked. So, and it can have cause them to have issues with swallowing. It can cause them to have hurt when they swallow. And they can also cause them, that's either solid foods, that's liquid foods, anything that they swallow. If it's big enough, it can cause them to have those issues. And you can also, if they do have the goiter is big enough, contact your doctor. Your doctor should draw the blood work to check your thyroid stimulating hormone. And then they'll send you for what's called a thyroid ultrasound. When you get your thyroid ultrasound, on there, they're going to be looking for nodules to see exactly how big or small those nodules are. Because if they get a certain size, they may need to do a biopsy of it and make sure that it's not cancerous. Oh, I didn't know you had hyperthyroidism. So that's cool. So I'm sure you're always looking at people and know the symptoms to ask people about. Yes, and thyroid disease can make your eyes, if you see people, the eyes kind of protrude out. A lot of times that can be related to thyroid disease. So if they have that growth on their neck, get the ultrasound. You can say, oh, you have a lot of nodules. The nodules are pretty big, or the thyroid is actually getting bigger. And they actually may have to get the thyroid removed. If they have to get the thyroid removed and they go in and completely move the entire thyroid, the person will have to be on thyroid supplements for the rest of their life. Because remember, I told you that the thyroid is the hub of your metabolism. So if you don't have your thyroid, and because it's been taken away, or because it's just not working like it should, you're going to have the symptoms that we talked about. So hopefully you catch it in time, get it under control so that the medicine can kind of level you out. So that swelling on the neck is called a goiter. And also this in eyes, when the eyes pop out, it's called exophthalmos. So now you're going to be looking at your family and friends and saying you need to call your doctor because you're not looking right. So number 10 is for ladies only. And that is the thyroid disease can affect your menstrual cycle. When your thyroid is not functioning well or low functioning, it can cause you to have very light cycles or actually no cycle at all. But if you're hyperthyroid, it can cause you to have excessive heavy bleeding and heavier cycles than normal. So that is, we're talking about direct polar opposites. So do we type number 9 down? No. Somebody write on there number 9, goiter. That's Goiter. And number 10 is for women, changes in the menstrual cycle or changes in your period. That's the easier way to say it. Just changes in the period that's either less or more. So now you know all of the things that the thyroid can do to you. Changes in your weight, that's weight loss excessively if you're hyper, or weight gain if you're hypo. It can cause depression. I have a video on here that's strictly on depression, so you may want to check that out if you want to learn more about what the depression symptoms are. Number 3, it can cause hair loss. Number 4, it could be in your family history. Number 5, it can cause you to have very dry skin. Number 6, it can cause you to be fatigued. Number 7, changes in your bowel, that is either too constipated or too much diarrhea, one or the other. Number 8 is achy joints and muscles. Number 9 is the goiter or the bulging of the eyes. And number 10 is changes in your cycle. So once you get on medicine, it's important to know that once you are supplementing your thyroid, know that you can get too much if you're hypothyroid and we're giving you thyroid medicine, which would be like Synthroid. If you get too much Synthroid, it can cause you to swing over and have hyperthyroid symptoms. So you have to go to the doctor and get your thyroid checked if you're on thyroid medicines. You either need to go as early as every 3 months or as late as every 6. Because if you're steady with it, 6 months is good. But if they're having to adjust it every time you go, you need to go a little bit more frequent increments so that you can make sure that you're as level as possible. Because no one wants any of those symptoms to be going on one way or the other in excess. So if you are hypothyroidism, yes. And I'm trying to teach you. You're going too fast. Yes, and if you're hyperthyroidism, you use methimazole. And it is, a lot of times, actually, a lot of primary care doctors may not necessarily treat the hyperthyroidism part. A lot of times, we hook you up with a endocrinologist, which is a doctor that takes care of the hyperthyroidism, that can take care of diabetes and all of that. So methimazole, if you have hyperthyroidism, or PTU, is also for hyperthyroidism, and PTU is what they give pregnant women if they have hyperthyroidism. But for the most part in our country, hypothyroidism, that's the lower functioning, the heavier, the weight gain, the constipation, the hair loss, the dry skin, that's more what we see every day. And that would be thyroid. But the big key is to really please go and get your labs checked like you're supposed to. And when you get ready to leave your doctor's office, make sure they give you a follow-up so you don't get lost. On your way out, you say, when do you want me to come back? Okay, I'm going to tell the receptionist that she said come back in 3 months. And you get back in there so that you can take care of yourself. So does anyone have any questions at all? In the post or in the chat, you will see the 10 reasons. Any questions? Questions about thyroid disease? How often we say you should get them checked every 3 months or every 6 months at the latest. Trying to make sure I covered everything. Did I miss anything, Keisha? Since you're being a good assistant. I don't think that I did. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the comments if you think of them after we log off. But I'm so very happy that you guys decided to join. Hey, Awana and Brooke. Brooke is my neighbor. She's here. Did we talk about? No, I really didn't talk about iodine. I just mainly talked about the 10 reasons. So you do need to make sure of the iodine that you are eating. Did you know that shrimp has a lot of iodine in it? That shellfish in general, and then of course salt, more than salt. You do have the iodine rich and the lack of iodine. So yes, a lot of times with hyperthyroid and even hypo, if you're eating too much of that and consuming so much of that in your diet, it can swing you. So there are things that you could be doing to yourself, and you're like, my doctor don't even know how to manage my thyroid disease. Why are we doing the right thing? So you actually need to make sure to take it first thing in the morning, like an hour or so before you take any of the rest of your medicine, so that it can get in your body and do what it needs to do, so that we can make sure that it's doing it and the level is good. So I want to say my mom is going through this now, hyperthyroidism. I'm going to share with her. Oh, that's really good. Because like I said, hyper is so much less common than hypo. So yeah, she definitely needs to see an endocrinologist if she doesn't already have one. Make sure they're doing an ultrasound. If she needs to get a biopsy, make sure she's got some good people to biopsy. And just make sure she's linked in with some good people, I want to. So, any other questions? Any other questions? We did good. It's 7:25. So, if no other questions, you know who I am. I'm Dr. Kre. I am a board-certified family medicine physician, and I specialize in what's important to you. I do that by offering practical tips on how to stay healthy, be healthy, continue to be healthy, and how to educate you on how to live the best life that you can live. And we don't have to die young. And when you know better, you do better. See you next Monday as we'll talk about something fun. I'll come up with it. Peace to the people. God bless. Bye.